First, protesters have been burning barricades while police have fired tear gas near the French city of Nantes. That's as a standoff by environmentalists continues for a second day. Police have been trying to evict protesters from their camp, and RT's Charlotte Dubinsky was caught up in the action.
You can see that we've just had tear gas fired into this camp as they're trying to move the ZAD demonstrators away. And that's because just in the foreground, a bit difficult to see behind some of the smoke, are some of the structures that some people have been living in. Some protesters have been living on this site since 2008. They say it's their land and they want to stay. And we've been speaking to one young mother who's got a 15-month-old son who's been living here for 7 years. And this is what she told us about her thoughts on losing her house, which looks like it's next in line to be demolished.
I think I'm pushing away any kind of real emotional attachment to the buildings right now. Maybe I'll cry later. But for me, we're all in this together, and crushing a building on the ZAD is crushing a building on the ZAD. I think I cried for Standoff, and I think I cried for Planchouette, and for me it just means that we have less buildings for all of us together, and that's the shame. I don't think I want to particularly attach a sentimental attachment to these buildings just because I happen to live here. I have a 15-month-old child who lives here as well. He's not here right now because there's some horrible people throwing tear gas at us.
Well, the tear gas has continued to rain down here on day 2. And just behind me, you can see that they're actually just soaring down a tree. Anything that they can do, they're bringing doors in now. Anything they can do to barricade themselves in from the police to defend this land that they say is their land to defend.
Ah mais tu verras pas mon visage, je vais te faire enculer, voilà. Salam, sale bâtard! C'est moins nombreux! Et là, sinon, elles étaient plus chaudes!
Police are just about 100 metres down in the distance, ready there and waiting for whether they're going to charge forward. The police are now trying to push everybody away, a tactic that we've seen earlier in the day where they utilised by getting rid of all of the sadists, all of the activists. Well, the protesters are so desperate to hold on to this ground. There's one person behind me who's actually just grabbing at small pebbles and mud to be able to fling that at the officers. We actually saw some people flinging mud directly at officers yesterday. We're just going to try and get a little bit closer down. You might be able to see somebody there, one of the Zadist activists, throwing projectiles. This is bottles, glass bottles, plastic bottles, as well as bricks towards the CRS. And there you can see we're getting some things thrown back at them. That would be some tear gas going off there, Dan. You can hear it. It's quite loud. It's fairly leery, and that tear gas can reach really far, probably about 150 metres when it is fired. The police, the CRS, have a lot of work to do if their aims to raze this entire site is to take place. It's unlikely it's going to be finished today because the ZAD resistance is very strong, but we know that the force of the police is also there. Around 2,500 gendarmerie are here, and that the government is determined this will be once and for all the end of ZAD.